Hello and welcome to this tutorial on using JMP for text analysis. Sometimes it's called sentiment analysis or text mining. And so I've provided you a video that's from the JMP organization, and it's called Tackling Unstructured Data with Text Exploration. And the person that's going through this tutorial does a really good job of showing you how to use JmpPro for text analysis. So what I want you to do for that portion of the assignment is to watch this video. And when you're using this video, it uses two data sets, and they've already converted it into a JMP file. So you'll need to download this. This is the first one, and it's just a really brief overview. And then the second one is this NTSB narratives. It's text that he demos on how to analyze it. So I also want to show you how to bring things into JmpPro, which you got from last week, but also I want to show you some different things on the text analysis that may not be that clear, especially in the beginning of his video on what you can be doing with JmpPro. So I've loaded JmpPro up here, and one of the first things we need to do is load our data. And so to do that, we'll do File, and we'll go to Open. And if you'll notice that I've saved those two JMP files in its own directory here, and we're going to load up this Bolt program. So I've clicked on that, and I want to scroll down here and let you see what the rest of it is. So we've got the name. We're going to just go ahead and click Open, and we're going to hit Examine or Open again. Now all the data is here, and all it is one column that has different sentences in it. To do the text analysis, what you'll need to do is come over here to Analyze in the menu, and you'll come down to Text Explorer. Notice here it says this is the column. Since that's the only column, if we click OK under Action, that would work. Typically you're going to need to pick out the column that has the text in it, and you'll put it in here. Once you do that, you click OK, and it gives you the output. So right now it's giving you the text output. It's telling you the number of terms, the number of cases. That would be 13 rows, the total number of tokens that it's found, and so on. All right. So here we see Bolt was used 8 times, Gatlin 4 times, and so on. Some other things we could do is if we click here on the little red arrow, notice that we could also do this check mark next to the Show Word Cloud. When I do that and scroll down, it's giving me a graphical representation of the words and how frequent those words are inside of this list of sentences. If I click here on the little red arrow under Word Cloud, I can go to Coloring, and I can do arbitrary colors, and now you can see that it's very similar to what the example is. And we can do a right click and say Show Text, and we can see all the text where that particular word was used. So they demo that a lot inside of the example video that you're seeing. Now in the video they show a graph of certain terms, and so to get that graph, that scatter plot if you will, you want to hit on this right triangle, you want to click on this red triangle, come down here to Latent Semantic Analysis, and it'll ask you for the number of terms you want and the minimum frequency, and you can always change that. And the tutorial discussed the weighting, so we're going to just use binary. And what binary means is that if the word is in that sentence, then it gets a 1. If it's not in the sentence, it gets a 0. We can actually save this binary data for every word that's in all of our documents in our data table. But for now, just click OK. And when I do that, you can see it generates those SVD plots. Now, you can actually do a right click on that, and let me highlight that first. All I'm doing is holding down my left mouse key and highlighting that. When I do that, I can say show the label, and we can see what that label might be. If I click on some other ones, I can do show label, and it's giving me those numbers as well. Now if I come over here to this right scatter plot, the scatter plot that's on this side, if I highlight certain things and then I do a right click and go to row label, I actually see the words that are there. So that shows me how this vector 2 is mapping or correlated with this vector 1. It'll make more sense as you watch the video. Alright, so all of that is in here. Depends on the order in which you click it. If I want to shrink things, I just hit this little triangle to the side and make it go away. So we're back to this text explorer and the terms and phrases. So at this point, I've clicked these arrows and everything is shrunk up. I want to expand this one back out. So I've expanded it out, and I wanted to show you this is where, once you have this SVD centered and scaled to whatever terms you chose, you can click here, and this is where you would do your cluster terms or cluster documents. This is only one document, so we're only going to do cluster terms here. So here it says, it shows you how the different clusters are. Let's say for this such a small document, we only wanted 3 clusters. And so it would show us what those 3 clusters are. We could actually see, we do a right click here, we should be able to do a text and see where that was in our sentences. And I'm thinking this is because it's a single file, we're not able to, and it's showing the actual values out the side, we don't need to find it. Other thing that you can do from here, besides setting the number of clusters you want to look at, you can actually save these clusters, and when you do, notice that here's our terms and their count, the document count, and then it tells you what cluster they're in. So we could actually do further analysis if that's what we wanted to do. And I think that should show you how to get to everything that you'll need to do to follow along and to do the homework assignment.